stanza number 10, page number 21. Together. Etad bhagavato vakyam. When I say together means that is what we chant when we say Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karvavahe. Sahaviryam Karvavahe means may we both, means the teacher and the student, put forth effort together. So this is the together part. Together. Etad bhagavato vakyam svatma shuddhyaika siddhaye vicharyate maya samyak shri harir me prasidatam. I will quickly recap all the things that we have done, the important things. So we began with what is the purpose of life, right? And we decided, or we agreed, try to sit in such a way so that I can see you there. Ajay, move this way a little. Bhavesh, good. You have to be free from this transmigration in the form of repeated birth, old age, disease, death. And we saw the example of Lord Buddha, how he also took upon himself this as the objective of life. And therefore enlightenment is also otherwise known as Buddha. Buddha actually means enlightened. This objective, this goal is fulfilled when we understand that God is non-dual, blissful self, all-pervading. But when we hear this, sometimes either we do not have intense desire to know God or truth or reality. It may come as this desire for short time, but the desire may not stay. No. The desire, even if it comes, it may not stay. So first obstacle is the desire may not come at all. To know this truth, this God, reality, or in other words, exit from this transmigration. Number two, even if the desire comes, we are not able to sustain that desire because of impurities of mind. And number three, even if, let's say we are able to sustain the desire and know the truth, abidance in truth is not possible. Right? So we have covered all 3 points if you remember. First obstacle is not to even have desire to know truth or be free from this cycle of repeated birth and death. Second is, even if we get the desire, we don't become serious, we are not committed to it. And number three, even if we know the truth, to abide in that truth, to own the truth, if you remember the word that I had used, knowing and owning. So the owning part is difficult for us. And the causes for these are the impurities of mind. To remove them, we saw certain practices. Yajna, Dana, Tapa, Vrata, Japa, Tirtham, right? We saw all of these. Should I translate them in English or Sanskrit words are okay?
Translations.
Yeah. Okay. And then it was said the most powerful means of purity is, what was that? Jnana, inquiry. Where we seek the answers to why there is bondage, who am I, what is God, etc. And the author, our Puja Guruji says, with God's grace and blessings, may I seek this truth, may I conduct the inquiry. So we are going to begin now from 11th stanza. Today's session, we will hear certain things which are, for some people, we will be seeing these for the first time. For some, even if we have heard, not easy to digest those things. So we will come across them later part of the session. Stanza 11. So now you can move a little.
I can see me.
Ragadveshadaya kamaha.
Ragadveshadaya kamaha.
Krodhalobhadayo picha.
Krodhalobhadayo picha.
Ahankarasthatha swarthaha.
Ahankarasthatha swarthaha.
Vividha manaso malaha.
Vividha manaso malaha.
Together. Ragadveshadaya kamaha. Krodhalobhadayo picha. Ahankarasthatha swarthaha. Vividha manaso malaha. Swartho, you split it, no swartha. That's okay. Varun, why don't you read the translation?
Likes, dislikes, desire, anger, greed, ego, selfishness, etc. Such are the various impurities of the mind.
So these impurities we had already seen earlier. The primary ones are indicated here. Raga, Dvesha. Likes and dislikes. So when it is said likes, dislikes means preferences are okay. Right? If somebody says, I'd like to sit on chair instead of sitting on ground, so that's not a problem. But insistence on what I like and inability to handle what I don't like, that is a problem. For example, let us say I want only a particular person as my roommate. We may not get that, right? So if I say, if I don't have this, then that's a problem for me. So that shows we are not able to accommodate whatever is available to us in life. So that ability to adjust, how flexible we are, flexible with other things that are available to us. But as far as our principles are concerned, we should not be flexible. That if I am going to wake up at 4 o'clock, 4 or 5, I have no likes, dislikes. Even if I wake up at 7, that is okay. Whether I pay attention in class or not, no likes or dislikes. No, there we should have commitment. One more thing I want to point out, that silence time, after meditation, is not nap time. So I see people using that time for catching up. What is the use? You have to think at that time. slept enough, then you sleep finish your lunch quickly and go somewhere, take a nap. We have rooms downstairs in the other building also. The silence time is for thinking. So strong likes and dislikes, these are the seeds for all impurities. Whether it is kind of food, kind of clothes, kind of people that are around us, weather, everything. So whatever is, of course we would desire proper things and we work to get those things. But if we do not get what we are seeking, we should know how to adjust ourselves. Tell me, if there is an individual, let's say somebody wants to get married and they are looking for perfect husband or wife. What are the chances that they will get exactly what they are looking for without any single flaw in that person?
0.
This is called wisdom. Right? Now, that shows we have to make adjustments with the other person. And if both people, both individuals, they have strong personality, I am not willing to change my way of thinking, my way of living. You change. How long that marriage is going to last? 6 months? 1 year? This is the problem. Whatever we study here, we should be able to apply that in the practical life. So why there are so many conflicts in individuals' life? Because we are not able to understand that we have to accommodate other individuals. Our Indian mothers in the earlier generations, not that they knew everything, basic thing they knew, that I have to give up my strong individuality. I'm just giving an example, I'm not telling only girls should do or boys should do. When they got married and went to the husband's place, they had a whole new family. They had to stay with in-laws. So mother-in-law, father-in-law. Then brother-in-law, sister-in-law, the whole family will be there. And if there is joint family, 2, 3, 4 brothers, their wives, their children, everything. And they had to adjust with everyone. And they cannot say, but I married only you. I am not married to all these people. Sorry, this is package deal now. You choose me, you get everything. And husbands, as soon as it's 8, 9 o'clock, they will go. The rest of the day they have to live with the whole family. And if they say, no, I cannot do this, divorce. This is what is happening now. With only 3 people in family, they cannot adjust. And then we say, oh, we are going to attend spiritual camps. I want to do meditation. We have to understand what is the application of all those things. So to accommodate other individuals is very, very important. Whether it is sharing showers, everything. So Raga Dvesha is this only. If we can, and it is very easy to adjust with objects, right? If the bed is this way and I don't like it, I can turn it the other way. Bed is not going to complain. If there is one TV I don't like, I sell it, buy another one. With individuals, it is biggest challenge because they are not going to be quiet. You say, I don't like you this way, you change. They say, you change. I am not going to change. That's where our all learning, all wisdom will be tested. So, just keep this in mind. When we study, see the implication of this in your personal life. That is why yesterday's question I had given was, what would you do? It's not that, yeah, somebody can do this, it's not somebody. Personally, in my life, where do I have these challenges? Where am I not able to accommodate other individuals? What bugs me or drives me crazy? We have to understand that every individual comes with their strengths and weaknesses. And we have to learn how to live with them. If it is your brother and sister or sister, you know, okay, these are their strengths, these are their weaknesses. This is how we are going to live now. Same thing. It's just a sample. You think more. Now, a new point is given in the next stanza. What is that? See. So when are these impurities seen? When we are awake. So if we are sleeping, no impurities, right? Even if the other person, we hate them, when we are asleep, we have no problems with anyone. It's just before when we go to bed, all the problems are. So in this chart, it is said, the impurities are here. Everyone can see from their side. The impurities are in this mind, M. And when we go to sleep, deep sleep, when we say I am sleeping, who is sleeping at that time?
Body.
Body is sleeping, mind is also sleeping. See, we have three states. Waking state, hopefully everyone is in waking state right now. Dream state and deep sleep state. Deep sleep means when there are no dreams also. What we say is knocked out. So waking, dream and deep sleep. In waking state, body is active. Sense organs are active. Right? So seeing, hearing, everything goes on. In dream, body is inactive, mind is still active. And intellect is not active. And that's why in dream we see unedited version of things and people. Sometimes we say dream doesn't make any sense. Individual flying in the sky, or I am in Paris with individuals that I have never met anywhere outside India. Some kind of weird combination. That is what happens when intellect is not available, because rationalizing faculty is absent. In deep sleep, mind goes to sleep. So here what is said, when mind is awake, impurities are experienced. When mind is asleep, impurities are not experienced. Ete sarve hi drishyante chitte chalati jagrati. But when chittam pralinam yada na etesham gati drishyate. That means what? What is the conclusion of this? Okay, who can tell me? Yeah.
We don't live in deep sleep.
This is a good one. Yes. Because you cannot be sleeping all the time, right? Why can't we be sleeping all the time, even though we would love to? Yeah. What's that? Let us say I don't want to purify my mind, and the best way to deal with that is go on sleeping. Can I do that? Do I have that choice?
No.
Why? No.
Well, they actually explained it in terms of punya, where when you sleep, you get rid of like
Something is correct, but you need to gunas.
you can only get more punya in the waking state, right?
No. Sleep has nothing to do with punya papa, but something about karma. The force of karma will wake us up. For example, let us say I go to bed at 10 o'clock and I want to remain in bed until noon next day. But if I'm extremely hungry, I will get up to get food. If there is nature call, I will have to get up. Yeah. Right? You cannot just stay there. So the karmas will force you, karma means prior karmas, will force this individual to get up. Or if somebody calls on the phone, or let's say you have taken job, so you have to go for job. You are in school, you have to go to school. So even if we don't want to do anything, we will be forced to wake up. And therefore, I cannot remain in deep sleep all the time. That means I will have to be either in waking or dream, and I cannot go on dreaming. Therefore, in waking, I will be spending a lot of my time. And that means I will have to deal with my mind and impurities. So there is no option. Yeah.
I mean, when we say that the impurities, when we are awake, mind is awake, or we're talking about we have our eyes open. I mean, if you close your eyes, then
Mind is still active.
but your mind won't be functioning as, as different. Kind of like, if you're in deep sleep, you're thinking of something or you're not thinking.
Deep sleep means you don't think. But let's say my eyes are closed. I am sitting at one place. Right? But I am thinking, this person, I hate this person so much. Next time when I see him, I'm going to break his leg, head, whatever. All that anger, frustration, everything is coming out. Eyes are closed. Somebody may think, this person is meditating.
I don't see at all.
You don't see. Yeah, eyes are closed. You don't see.
Let's say a blind person. For that, will it be like kind of a bonus kind of thing?
Okay, so see, when we are discussing spirituality, do not think of too many hypothetical cases. Right? A blind person and what will happen. You think of your life. Yesterday I was explaining to someone the difference between studying physics, chemistry, math or some other objective subject, objective science, let us say, objective field, and spiritual science. The difference is, in all the other things, we are interested in that thing and we apply that knowledge as knowledge of something other than I. In spirituality, it is knowledge of me. So with every thought, my understanding should be, what does it mean to me? Otherwise, studying this subject, it is just like studying math or physics. Instead of thinking of molecules, I am thinking of body, mind, intellect, all these things. But whose body? I don't know, somebody. Whose mind has problem? Somebody. Who has to find solution? Somebody. And who will be free from problems? Somebody only. I will not be free. Because I have been thinking about somebody all along. I have to understand what is my problem. Where should I look for solution? How can I improve? And therefore, I need to be happy. See, in the morning, when we were in the icebreaker session, the question was asked, are you happy? And everyone said, yes, I am happy, yes, I am happy. Which is good. You know what Vedanta wants to teach us? I am happiness. We are not only happy, we are happiness. This is what we have to understand. Because if I am happy one day, I can be sad the other day. My nature is happiness, just as nature of sugar is sweetness. This is called freedom. So try to apply this to yourself. What does this mean to me? So when mind is there, problems are. When mind is not, problems are not. So what does it show? Problems are in the mind and we have to deal with it. Now, next stanza gives exception here. I know we are going a little fast. Look at next stanza now. Very beautiful. Jagratya picha vidvamsam Pīdayanti na te tatha Avidvamsam yatha lokam Daya patram cha sarvada Together Jagratya picha vidvamsam Pīdayanti na te tatha Avidvamsam yatha lokam Daya patram cha sarvada. Nishiyuri translation. These impurities, they do not persecute a wise person even in his waking state, in the manner in which it does the ignorant individual. So what does that mean? For a wise person, the impurities do not cause that much trouble, that much problem. Now you tell me, what do you understand by this statement? Very good. Any other idea? This I am sure is clear. Yes.
I was thinking that maybe the wiser person is detached from the certain things. So, like you were saying about, like they might feel a certain feeling, but it doesn't bother them. It doesn't disturb their peace of mind.
So yes, it's a similar thing, right? So what does that indicate? So the wise person is able to see that the emotions are separate from themselves. Detachment is there. Yes. Any other ideas? Yes. Yes, so he is able to let go of those emotions, doesn't dwell on them. Okay, so what does that mean to you and me? So, what does that mean? No, that means if I want to get rid of the problems due to impurities, what should I do? I should become wise. Right? When we say wise person has no problem, wise person can live with impurities, wise person is able to remain detached, all that means if I want to be able to enjoy the lifestyle that the wise person is able to enjoy, then I should get that wisdom. Right? That is the knowledge. Yes.
So this might be a little bit off, but I think how come in a lot of the mythological stories you see a lot of these you see them experience all this anger, like Purushotama, like towards karma. You see like they have like what is that? What is that?
Parashurama. Yes, so those stories, they have different meaning. I don't think this is the right forum to discuss that, because otherwise we'll completely get distracted. But I'll just tell you one thing. In that story in particular, that Parashurama had kind of taken agreement that I'm going to teach only students who are from Brahmana families. I'm not going to teach Kshatriyas. And Karna, in spite of knowing that fact, he joined as a Brahmana boy, even though he was a Kshatriya. And that is where, so it is like violation of trust. So it is not anger, it is the punishment. So like that, in different cases, there will be some such hidden point, because of which the penalty has to be paid by that individual. It is not that they get angry just like that. There is a reason behind. So we need to be able to find that out. Times. So there is also a different story about his father, how he was. Yeah. We'll talk about that some other time. So, wise person does not become victim to all those weaknesses. And that is because if those weaknesses are very, very severe, then even with wisdom, they may sometimes have to go through persecution. But they are very alert, they make sure that it is minimum, its impact does not come on their body. For example, in our body, how many bacteria are there right now? Many, right? But do we all fall sick right now? We are not sick, we are still healthy. Why? Because our immunity is greater than whatever damage those bacteria could do. Hari Om, jaagte raho, stay awake. So it's not that our body is 100% hygienic. There is not a single defect or anything. There are some weaknesses here and there. At physical level I am talking about. But the immunity, if it is stronger, those diseases cannot do anything. Now imagine, immunity level is very low. Some flying virus here and there, we get sick. Right? So, we have to work at two levels. We have to improve the immunity system, and we have to see that we try not to come in contact with too many viruses, too many bacteria, germs. Right? That is what we try to do in our physical health. We try to keep our room clean, we take bath every day properly, wash everything, eat clean food, and also make sure that there is internal immunity. So vitamins, all the good health products. Right? Same thing we have to do for mental health also. Immunity and hygiene. attention at mental hygiene or mental immunity. That is why we mentally get sick. And that's why we have to go to mental doctor, psychiatrist. Okay. So Jagrati api cha vidvamsam pidayanti nate tadha. And what is the case of unwise? Avidvamsam yatha lokam daya patram cha sarvada. Always this person is pitiable person. Pitiable means bechara. Always this person will have complaints. Oh, this complaint, that complaint. This is not right. That is not good. If somebody can change this, that could change. My life would be wonderful. You ask that person anytime, how are you? Instead of saying, great, some other story will begin. How it goes. The more complaints we have from the world, understand greater impurity, less ability to adjust. See, we all have certain physical limitations, right? We all cannot have everything perfect. So some people can resist, let's say, heat and cold more. Somebody can have less. Somebody can eat more spices. Somebody can eat less. Certain things are there. But we need to know how to do work around. That is how our life is. We had Puja Guruji's talk in San Jose. We had one talk. And while we were driving, coming very close to the hall, we had rented a big facility for them. And as we were approaching, we called and we wanted to tell them, we are coming, be ready to receive us. And they said, there is no power in this area. There was power outage because some fire in that area. Somewhere, but they had shut down the whole electric system. Now what to do? More than 600 people must have gathered. And it was 4:30 in the afternoon, hot. No light, no mic, nothing. Guruji had to give pravachan. Start. He had to shout. What will you do even if you want to complain? So we'll have to live with all these things. So, otherwise person, always problems. Wise person, no problem. Therefore, what should we do? We should become wise. So now that is said in the next one. Tasmad jnanamevatra sarvada dukkha karanam tatsvarupam hi jnatavyam vicharena dhunamaya. Together, tasmad jnanamevatra sarvada dukkha karanam tatsvarupam hi jnatavyam vicharena dhunamaya. Read the translation, please. So what is the cause of all sorrows in life? Ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of truth. Yeah. So when we say truth, what is that truth? What is not changing? And what is the other thing that we saw in the non-dual bliss, right? That is the truth. So when we say truth, means that which is not changing, ever remaining the same, non-dual bliss, which is indicated by this letter, Om, and which is indicated by all forms of God. So when we say God, means truth, means reality, means non-dual bliss, non-changing, ever same. Ignorance of that is the cause of all sorrows. And therefore, I need to put forth serious effort to recognize that and understand what is my relationship with that truth. How am I connected with that? Because otherwise it will be like knowing math, my sorrow doesn't go. Knowing physics, my sorrow doesn't go. So knowing the truth, how will my sorrow go? Right? Yes? Yes?
Yes.
There was one suggestion during this class, we all should get up and run around for some time. So we get some energy. But I'm assuming you are way ahead, so you don't need that. Just when I look in your eyes, you will wake up. So, tat swarupam hi jnatavyam. We must know the nature of that truth. Swarupa means its nature, the nature of the truth. And that is what we are going to inquire now. Here the author says, Maya aduna vicharena jnatavyam. Through inquiry, I am going to find out. I am going to know what is that. So this is what we are going to inquire. Now, the next stanza tells us what gives us, or how do we define ignorance of self?
When we say inquiry, does it mean we inquire to ourselves or we inquire to a guru?
So traditionally it is guru. But to go to guru, we should actually know what is it that we are going for. Right? We don't go to teacher and say, which basketball team do you like? And he said, this team. And say, oh yeah, I also like this player, that player. When we go to teacher, in informal discussion it is okay. But formally when we go to teacher, we should be very clear why we are going there. Right? Or what is the topic of discussion? So, what is the nature of that ignorance? And this will be an eye-opener. The next stanza, a very important stanza, 15. Satyabuddhiryada drishyē
Satyabuddhiryada drishyē
Swatmano bhinnata tatha
Swatmano bhinnata tatha
Sukha buddhistada tasmin
Sukha buddhistada tasmin
Dukkha buddhirhi va bhavet
Dukkha buddhirhi va bhavet
Satyabuddhiryada drishyē Swatmano bhinnata tatha Sukha buddhistada tasmin Dukkha buddhirhi va bhavet.
When there exists a notion that the seen, perceived world is real and different from me, then there alone arises the notion that the world gives me sorrow, joy or sorrow.
Yeah, we would like joy more than sorrow, but it is the other way. So the statement you see, when there exists a notion that the seen or perceived world is real, this is the first aspect of ignorance. If you want to have it clearly, on page number 31, you see 3 points are given. In short, the notions born of ignorance are, the world is real. The world is separate from myself. It is a source of joy or sorrow. The result of all this is ignorance in action. Now, what is our understanding right now? Is the world real or unreal? Everyone knows that world is unreal. How? You tell me. Who says world is unreal? Raise your hand. because I'm going to ask next question. Okay, who wants to prove that the world is unreal? I'm saying it is real. Yeah, you have to convince me, right? No, so you convince me how it is unreal. Just because something is changing, how can you say it is unreal? No, when something is changing, do you call it unreal? Like our body? We don't.
Well, it's based off of your initial definition of what is real.
Right.
So if we define what is real as that which is changeless and constant, then it should follow that unreal is that which changes.
Right. So when we say what is real is only changeless, that means anything that changes is unreal. What does that mean in our day-to-day life? How does that apply in our day-to-day life? Or what should be the consequence of knowing that the world is unreal? For example, let's say there is a bag full of $1 million. Working currency, not fake currency. And somebody comes to you and says, do you want this money? Yes. Is it real or unreal? Unreal. Right? Because it's also changing. What are you going to do with unreal currency? It's unreal money.
Buy unreal things.
Yeah, so buy unreal products and use for unreal body. Right? And get what kind of happiness?
Unreal happiness.
Unreal happiness. And in that process, if somebody takes away that $1 million from you, what kind of sorrow you will have?
Unreal sorrow. Unreal sorrow.
Unreal.
If it is unreal, it's very good. What happens to us is at that time, we forget that, oh, this is all part of unreal deal. When the body has pain, we don't remember this is an unreal body and therefore there is unreal pain. We say, oh my God, this is real. Yes. So that's a good question. Who wants to answer this one? Is it possible? Yeah.
I don't think there's such thing as real sorrow, because that joy and that sorrow that we experience is the illusion we created by ourselves by interacting and associating with the unreal world. But since our true nature is happiness, there's no part of our true nature that is sorrow. So anytime you feel sorrow, you can know that that's an illusion. So there's no such thing as real sorrow.
Okay.
What's that?
If you say that it's unreal sorrow,
If it is sorrow, it has to be always unreal. So we have to think it this way. Does that sorrow or joy come and go?
Yeah.
If yes, it is unreal. Right? Because that which was not there before and that which is not going to stay later, but just in between it appears, it is unreal. The strength lies in how much we are able to hold on to this understanding and not get carried away by what we perceive or what we experience. Right? Because it's nice when we are in wonderful cozy atmosphere, and we say, yeah, the world is unreal. When we get hungry, and for 2 days there is no food, then we realize what is real and unreal. Truth always remains the same, right? So there is no dispute there. It's just that how much we are able to hold on to that understanding. Yes.
How do we recognize real happiness and illusion of happiness? So, although it is towards sort of an object, if it is towards something else, how do you recognize pure happiness compared to
Our Gurudev used to say, when the happiness is because of something, it is unreal. When that happiness is in spite of everything, it is real. So when we say, I love you, and that I love you is because of all these things, because you buy me gifts, because you take care of me, because you gave me card on my birthday, therefore I love you. But I love you in spite of all the other trouble that you have given to me. Then that is real love. In the sense, like how mother and child. So mother's love for children is honest love. No matter what the children have done, mother doesn't say, oh, you did this to me, I don't love you. Or I will love you only if you are a nice kid, or if you take care of me, or if you bring good name to me. Right? No matter what our way of thinking is, our way of living is, our parents still love us. So there is more honesty, more purity. The students' love for their teacher. The teacher doesn't expect anything from students. All that teacher expects is that you live this knowledge. That's all. So if that kind of love students have for teacher, that is pure love. So in the relative plane, that is eternal. And that joy, that happiness will be eternal, relatively. From absolute plane, that duality won't be there. Joy and sorrow. The two won't be there at all. It is only one. That is called non-dual, where the second counterpart is not there. For everything else, there is counterpart, like heat, cold, day, night, rich, poor, love, hate, joy, sorrow, praise, censure, like that. But for this one, non-dual. So this is the first aspect. The world is real. Second is, the world is separate from myself. How do you understand this? The effect of ignorance in this form. What is our understanding right now? Is the world separate from me or not?
Yes.
Yes. Does anyone have any doubt? No. What is our understanding of me or I?
Body.
I is the body. Therefore, the world is different from me. Right? Everyone agrees?
Yes.
So if I think I am this body, this is unreal only. In this chart, everything below Om, everything is unreal. And if I think of myself as this body, each individual also I will consider as physical body only. And so everyone is different. And here it is said, if I think I am this physical body, and therefore world is separate from me, that is the sign of ignorance. Then what should be the nature of knowledge? If world is different from me, is the nature of ignorance. What should be the nature of knowledge?
I am everything.
Yeah, world is same as me or not different from me. How to understand that? Can I say me and table and mic and all of you are same? If I say in which way?
Existence.
From existence, in essence. So when I say in essence, where is my attention? On body or on essence? Essence everywhere, right? That means from I being body, now I have become Om, right? That's the only way I can say I am not different from the world. Correct? Let us say, just one more point I want to clear, time is up. Let us say we retain our physical existence, physical plane. Right? So I am this physical body, this table is physical book, and each individual. Is there any chance of anything being common between all of us? Or all of us also including these things? The walls and the ceiling and floor and carpet and everything. Right, but I'm saying, let us say for the time being, you keep that aside and work with the physical body, that level. Still there is something common. Right, so we all are constituted of the basic elements, right? And therefore at that level also, as they say, what is everyone? The 5 elements put together with nice packaging, all credit goes to Bhagavan. You see what great packaging he has done. Because if we had to open this and see what is inside, it would be terrible. We know what is inside. Those who study medicine, they know inside out, as they say. I'll give you an example. It's not very good example, but it'll prove the point. Have you seen garbage bags? In those bags, no matter what is kept, as long as we are not able to see what is inside, we don't mind carrying it everywhere.
Yeah.
This is the same thing. At physical plane, I know we don't want to hear such things, but this is a fact. And have you seen those transparent garbage bags? You have. I'm sure you have. You haven't? You have? Yeah. Imagine if God had made our body with transparent skins, see-through, not clothes, skin. Hari Om, Hari Om. Then you would say, yes, everything is unreal, Bhagavan. Please release me right now. We don't get that vairagya that easily. That is why the world is going on. People don't mind living in this world with all problems and sorrows because of Bhagavan's packaging. Think over this more. Anyway, questions? Did you all write down 10 sentences? Please submit that page sheet here and I will take it and read it. And those who have not written, please raise your hand so that I know. 1, 2. Okay, those who were not there yesterday, they can submit tomorrow.